Today, we're going on a journey. We're stepping right inside a pretty raw and powerful poem, one that basically maps out the anatomy of a self-made torment. You know, that darkness that we sometimes create inside ourselves. So, let's just dive in.
Right out of the gate, the poem hits you with this brutal confession. There's no warning, no easing in, just the immediate fallout of a violent act against the self. I slaughtered my innocence in cold blood, now my heart weeps. It's just a stark, arresting opening that really sets the stage for everything that's about to unfold.
So, you have to ask, where does a torment this deep even come from? Well, the poem suggests it's not some accident or an invasion from the outside. No, it's a conscious choice. It's the deliberate act of forging a companion out of your own wound. But why? I mean, why would anyone willingly invite this kind of darkness in? The poem gives this chillingly honest answer: for the terrible beauty of it. There's this strange pull, a dark aesthetic in the pain that the speaker chooses not just to put up with, but to actively embrace as a faithful companion.
And believe me, this was not a casual invitation. The speaker gave this new companion absolutely everything. First, they handed you the keys to my darkest space. Total access, no questions asked. But then it goes so much deeper. They open the doors to the cathedral of my soul. I mean, think about that. This darkness wasn't treated like a flaw. It was treated as something sacred, something to be worshipped in their most holy inner place.
But as you can probably guess, this sacred companionship doesn't last. The whole relationship takes a really sharp, violent turn, and the story twists into one of just profound betrayal. And here is the agonizing, gut-wrenching twist. The weapon being used against the speaker is their own. The very dagger I bled over to let you in. That ultimate act of vulnerability. This sacrifice they made to welcome this thing, it becomes the very instrument of their torture. The betrayal is just absolute.
You know, at this point, this companion isn't just a feeling anymore. It's taken on a life of its own. It has a personality, and it smirks from my reflection. A constant mocking presence that's now completely inseparable from who the speaker is, just taunting them with the wreckage it's made.
So this brings us right to the central conflict. It's a power struggle for the soul. The creation has turned on its creator, and that inner landscape has become a battlefield.
And you can just hear the speaker cry out, with this mix of defiance and just utter disbelief. How dare you grow so bold? It's this direct confrontation with the usurper inside, this voice that has just grown so loud inside the ruins of their mind. And this just perfectly illustrates that power shift. On one side, you have the creator saying, "I built you a throne in the ruins of who I was." And on the other, the usurper speaks with such pride from it. See, this companion didn't build its own power. It was handed a throne, and now it rules over the creator's destroyed kingdom.
But right when you think this is a simple story of good versus evil, the poem hits us with its most profound and, frankly, disturbing twist. This tormentor, it's not an enemy to be defeated. It's become something vital. We've arrived at the central paradox of the sweet poison. And the poem actually defines this for us. This sweet poison is the ache that gives meaning to every hollow space inside me. So the pain isn't just pain anymore. It's a substance that fills a void. It actually provides structure and purpose where otherwise there would just be emptiness. And here it is, the devastating heart of that paradox. The pain is sharp, it's intentional, it's delivered with surgical precision. And yet, the alternative is a total collapse of reality. Without you, nothing makes sense. Not the sun rising, not their own heartbeat. This torment has become the one and only thing holding their world together. So, where does an impossible relationship like this lead? Well, the final section of the poem isn't a battle cry for freedom. It's a quiet, almost solemn acceptance. It's the final surrender to this inseparable, destructive, and yet life-giving duality. The poem builds to its final, powerful declaration, like a litany of identity. It starts with the simple, brutal truth, my torment. It continues, accepting the consequence my ruin.
And finally, acknowledging its fundamental nature, my curse.
And then we get this breathtaking conclusion that locks all these contradictions into a single, unified identity. You are my ruin and my religion, my curse and my only prayer. The very thing that destroys is worshipped. The source of all the pain is also the only path to salvation.
The poem leaves us right there, in that stunning, unsettling space. And it kind of forces us to turn the questions inward. The final thought is really for you. What is the bane that we forge for ourselves? What companions have we created from our own pain for their terrible, and maybe, just maybe, their undeniable beauty?